Okay, you guys, good morning. Morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you guys' morning is going great. I just wanted to get on here to let you guys know that I'm not going to be on here long this morning because I have some paperwork to do with the state and um, I have some tax stuff that I need to take care of. And I was actually waiting on my college to send me out my tax information. Um, so that's what I was waiting on. Actually, need to give my college a call here in a little bit. I tried to call them yesterday, but really had no success. So hopefully, I can get them on the line today so that I can take care of some business stuff and move forward. But I also wanted to get on here because I'm seeing a lot of content creators talk about, these $5,000 stimulus checks. And some people are thinking they're going to get an $8,000 stimulus check. I just want to get on here to shed some clarity because I've been watching a lot of videos about it. And I want to first start off by saying that this is for entertainment purposes only. Um, and it's intended for that purpose only. There is no bill that has passed for anyone to receive a $5,000 stimulus check. It is something that the Trump administration, Dodge, Elon Musk is considering, but there is no guarantee that anyone is going to get a stimulus check. This would need to be passed in Congress and voted on in order for Americans to receive these stimulus checks. From what I'm gathering, the only people who would qualify for these stimulus checks are individuals who pay into the system and pay federal taxes, which we all pay taxes every time we go to the store and we make a purchase. We are paying taxes. So any small purchases, any large purchases, are taxes included. So um, you know, the mere fact that Trump wants to restrict certain people from this just further proves that he does not care about the American people. And if they're going to give people out $5,000 stimulus checks, you would think that um, everyone would get a check and there would be no cuts in America. I mean, Trump is wanting to cut the U.S. Department of Education, and he's wanting to cut uh, veterans benefits and Medicaid and food stamps and all of these programs. So if this administration can do all that, what makes you think you're going to get a $5,000 check? So there is no guarantee that we're going to get a $5,000 stimulus check, you guys. Congress has not passed a law. There has been nothing voted on in regards to people getting this check. I'm not going to get my hopes up about it. If Trump is going to be giving people a $5,000 stimulus check, then there should be no cuts going on in America. And where is this money coming from? Where is this money coming from? It's going to be coming, in my opinion, from all of these cuts that this administration wants to do. Literally robbing people and then turning around, giving you your money back. That's pretty much what this administration is going to do if a stimulus check is issued. It's our tax money, you guys. It's our money that they stole, and they're just going to give it right back to you. Another thing is individuals who do not pay taxes. You're disabled. Um, I don't know. You don't work. You wouldn't qualify for this. This would only apply to people who have paid into the system, and have filed taxes federally. Um, people who work, people who own businesses. These are the only people who would qualify for this stimulus check. And it's not a $5,000 check individually, it's $5,000 per family. So if you are a child, uh, you know, of a parent who works and you work, there's no guarantee that, I don't know, you're going to receive a stimulus check. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this if this thing even becomes a thing. Um, I don't know. But one thing is for sure, it's per household, which makes me think, you know, it's per household. So you wouldn't qualify, you know, your children or anything like that. I'm assuming if they're under the age of 18 and they don't qualify for their own household income. So I just wanted to throw that out there that I don't know, you guys. A lot of people are talking about this, and the thing about it is there's no guarantee that it's going to pass. I think everyone should qualify for the stimulus check. Even if they don't qualify for the 5,000, I think people who don't work and are disabled and can't work should get something. If it's no more than $2,000 or something, something. But this applies for people who work and have paid into the system, from what I'm gathering. Um, I don't know, you guys. I don't believe anything that comes out of this administration's mouth. No one is acknowledging that Trump is a convicted felony and he shouldn't be in the White House. And no one is acknowledging that what Trump is doing right now is very unconstitutional, how he's taking people's rights away in our democracy, but yet you guys are worried about a $5,000 stimulus check. Something is wrong with you guys if you believe that Trump is going to give you $5,000. It seems to me like blood money or some kind of sacrifice money, hush money. Uh, Even if they did give me a $5,000 check, I probably would not accept it, because no amount of money is going to fix our current country right now and what's happening. And I feel like illegal immigrants who have worked into this country should qualify for a check, because these people have put in the work and effort into this country, just like we have. They should get a check, but yet they're being deported. They're being deported. And this administration is making it hard for these people to become citizens here. So at the end of the day, you guys, I wouldn't get my hopes up about this, because if this administration has money to give out, they wouldn't be doing all these cuts. And like I said, where is this money going to come from? Where is these trillions of dollars going to come from? My assumption is it's going to come from all of the VA benefits, Medicaid cuts, food stamp cuts, all of these cuts that Trump is doing. He's going to turn around and he's going to put it in a check and he's going to give it to people if this passes. That's pretty much what he's going to do. Because I hear a lot of Republicans say that my tax dollars are paying for you and how you're getting the check and how you're getting benefits every month. This is what I hear you Republicans say a lot. It's always about what I'm doing. And that's why a lot of you Republicans are narcissistic. It's all about me, and I, and it's all about what you're doing for somebody else. There are people out here who need disability checks. There are people out here who can't work. There are people out here who can barely feed their families, even if they do work. Not everybody is smooching off of the system. Not everybody is living off the system. I know disabled people who can't work. I know people who receive Social Security who have worked into the system and cannot work. But like I said, Republicans are all about taking from people. They're not about giving you anything. So that's why I'm telling you guys, don't get your hopes up about you getting a stimulus check, because there's no guarantee you're going to get one or anyone. And if you believe this, I guess sell me a pipe dream in Mars, because I just don't see it. I don't see it. Just like Trump is taking credit for the stimulus checks that were given out during COVID, when that didn't come from Trump, that actually came from Joe Biden. Trump just took credit for it. So if you believe you're going to get a $5,000 stimulus check, then I guess I'm boo boo the fool. I'm just saying. I just don't see where this money is going to come from. But like I said, if it passes, then it's going to come from all of the cuts that Trump is doing right now. Literally punishing the poor, telling the poor that they're not worthy of anything, and giving those who pay taxes a tax break. Because that's pretty much what he's doing. He's only focused on the people who are pouring into the system. People who pay taxes and people who actually contribute to this capitalist slave system. So he doesn't want the poor to have anything. He doesn't want you to be successful. He doesn't want you to strive. He wants to make the rich richer, and he wants to make the middle class obsolete. And if you're not wealthy or upper class, you're really not going to benefit from this administration. The poor is going to continue to get poor, and like I said, I also wanted to get on here to talk about how Trump does not want women to be working in corporate. So for all of you women, black women who work in corporate, you have corporate jobs like I had at one point in time. Trump is going to make it very, very hard for you guys, especially with the anti-discrimination laws and acts that he rolled back, the DEI rollbacks, prohibiting women from being able to work in male-dominated spaces like corporate. Any field that requires um, equality. And like I said, this is what happens when you vote for this administration. You vote to have women's rights taken. And, it's so mind-boggling. Since the election, no man has ever came to me and said, sorry, I'm sorry for your rights being taken away from you as a woman in this country. Because like I told you guys, men don't care about women's rights. Most of these men that you're laying next to, they don't care that your rights have been taken from you. But they still want to have access to you. They still want to sleep with you. They still want to marry you. They still want to have babies with you. And this is why they voted, so that you women wouldn't have rights. So that you would not be able to go to college and get an education. Because men are very jealous of women who are successful. They're very intimidated by that. They're also bothered by single women and child-free women. And if you're working in corporate America, which I did for 10 years, here in a moment, you're not going to be able to work in any field male dominated because of these rollbacks and discrimination laws against women in the work field. And like I told you guys, this administration wants women barefooted and pregnant. This administration doesn't care about you working. It doesn't care about you getting an education. And this is why you keep hearing men say, we don't care about women who have, degrees, and we don't care about women who, own businesses and da 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 da, because men are very jealous of women who are successful like that. And men do care. Men do care. But like I said, the whole purpose of them wanting you to be dependent on them is so that you can need them, because that's the only way that you would be able. They want, in other words, they want you to be, this administration wants you to be completely, totally dependent on men. And to the point where you have no choice but to deal with men because of your survival. And luckily, I own a business, I own a practice. So what's going on in the work field does not impact me. Because if you're a business owner like myself, then what's going on in corporate does not impact me. And why I told you, Black women, to get out of corporate America if you are in corporate, because there was going to come a point in time where your rights in you working in the work field would be impacted. Look at what they're doing to the trans community, how they don't want the trans community in the work field, because these are all a part of the patriarchal belief systems that trans people have no identity, they have no place in society or in the work field. And this is why the LGBT community was fighting so hard for their rights pertaining to the work field inequality, not just in the work field, but in society. So, like I said, what's going on, what's happening with the work field isn't going to impact me. What's going on with, um, these abortion bans isn't going to impact me because I don't have any children that I want to continue to have in the future, right? That's only going to impact women who want to continuously have children. I don't support the patriarchal system, so it's not going to impact me pertaining to marriage because I don't want to get married under this administration or ever. And here's the thing that you men don't understand. Women like me who are 4B, we're business owners. We're business owners. We own our own homes and things like that. So you're not really taking anything away from 4B women. Who you're hurting the women who contribute in society, who pay into society and upkeeps the patriarchal system going. You're not really hurting women like me. You're hurting the women who really make an impact in the patriarchal system. So what Trump is doing by going after DEI isn't impacting me. Um, what I can do is I can restrict certain people from doing business with me. I can do that. I can say that I'm not going to do business with you MAGA supporters. I can do that. How about that? Since you want to come for people's rights, I can restrict you MAGA people from coming to do business with me. How about that? I can restrict you from coming in my practice, getting services from me, holistic services from me. How about that? Since a lot of you Republicans don't believe in vaccines, you rely on holistic services, right? You rely on people to give you those types of services. So what would happen if I put a notice on my business doors and say that if you are a MAGA and you supported Donald Trump during the 2024 election, I'm not going to do business with you, and you're not allowed in my practice? You guys would be in an uproar, but yet you're okay with taking people's rights. You're okay with restricting people from having a livelihood, like women and marginalized communities, people who pay into the system. So what's going to happen if people's rights are being taken and they can't work and their livelihoods are being taken? It's going to collapse society. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. So I say all that to say that women, you guys need to consider opening up your own businesses, okay? And looking at other ways to be entrepreneurs without paying into the system, okay? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you guys need to look at other options pertaining to how you're going to make money, because look at all of the layoffs that are happening. Look at all of the layoffs that are happening. Okay. Men want submissive slaves. Okay. They want women who need them and want them. They want women who are going to serve them. And if you don't have a job and you don't have an education, then you would qualify to be a slave for a man. And this is why they're trying to take away women's rights to vote, women's rights to divorce their husbands, and so on, because they want you to be totally dependent on men for your survival. And see, a man cannot do anything with a woman like me, right? Who makes her own money and is educated and is my own homeowner. They can't do anything to women like me. Why? Because men need women who are needing of them and codependent of them, just like they're codependent of women. And like I said, and I said again, your men don't serve a purpose in my life. Not because I own a business and I own my own home and all this stuff here. I don't support the patriarchal system. And I remind men that I don't support the patriarchal system so that they're not wasting their time coming on to me, because there's nothing that I can do for you men. I've hit the wall. I'm getting too old to have children. I'm getting too old to get married. I don't support marriage. I don't support the nuclear family setup. I don't believe like anyone here on the planet should be dominating anyone in a marriage or any relationship. I didn't come here to be dominated by another human being. Okay, I didn't come here to just give my freedom away to another human being. And I don't believe and follow religious dogma. So no, I don't serve you men. I don't benefit you men. And furthermore, I look at relationships and sex very differently. So there's really no benefit for me for you men. None at all. I've already served my purpose under the patriarchal system when I got married and had my children. And I'm not looking to do that again now that I know what I know. So when you men are approaching certain women out here thinking that women like me hate you men, no, I don't hate you men. I understand the nature of you men, and I understand the nature of the patriarchal system. It just does not benefit me or women like me at all, period. And most of us who are a part of the 4B movement, we're business owners, we own businesses, we own our own homes. Yes, we have other sources of income. So even if Trump does go after a lot of women in these corporate positions, it's not going to impact us. It's only going to impact women who are just starting out in college, who are young, who do not own businesses. Why I told Black women years ago to look into entrepreneur positions, to look into owning their own businesses. Doesn't have to be big. It can be very small. It can be very non-profitable. It can even be a sole proprietorship business, which I have. Okay. So at the end of the day, you men are not hurting women like me. You're not. I'm not bothered by what this administration is doing. Now, granted, I do feel sorry for a lot of women out here who are trying to make it, who are single moms, who don't have that type of leverage, who don't have that type of resources or skills. I feel sorry for them because they're going to be impacted. See, I have the privilege of working from home. I have the privilege of working from home, you guys. You know, I don't have to send my children off to public school. I can stay home and tend to them and still run my practice. But at the end of the day, these men thought that they were hurting women, and they're not really hurting women. They're hurting themselves. Because as Trump and this administration is taking back women's rights, it's going to make women become less and less needing of you men. It's going to make them undesired in marriage and child rearing. That's all you men have done when you voted for Donald Trump. So you thought that your male privilege was going to win you over with divine feminine nature. And I keep telling you, men, you cannot go against nature. You cannot go against women. I'm sorry. The patriarchal system was a orchestrated system put here to oppress women, just like religion was put here to oppress women. So at the end of the day, none of this bothers me, men. You serve no purpose to me at all, period. And I'm going to keep reminding you men of that. And I think you're bothered by 4B women like me who are saying we don't need you. We really don't need you. We don't. Women don't need you, men. They want you. Some of them do, but no, they don't need you. You need women. This is why you're stripping away their rights to vote. their reproductive rights, their human rights, and their rights to divorce or leave you. Okay? Because you're so desperate to have access to women, to the point that you're willing to even do this your way, even change the law so that it accommodates what you're trying to do. And like I told you, men, you don't want to end up with the 4B woman. You don't. Why do you want to be attached to feminists, womanists, women who are independent, women who are saying they don't like men? Why are you forcing women to be with you? And ladies, this is going to impact women between the ages of 18 and 26. This is going to impact you guys because men are going to target you guys. So if you're in that age bracket, you're going to be a target for men because men prefer them naive and dumb. You're more easy to be controlled at that age compared to women like me, whom they say have hit the wall. So it's a blessing that I've hit the wall. It's a blessing that I'm asexual. It is a blessing that I'm aromantic. It is a blessing that I'm anti-patriarch and will forever be anti-patriarch. Why? Because the patriarchal system does not benefit women or the children. If you women want a community that benefits you and the children, that would be the matriarch of society, the matriarch of environments. And that is what Kamala Harris was going to offer people. But you guys didn't want that. You wanted the patriarchal system. So this is what you're going to get. And when women like me were on here telling you that these systems are not good, the patriarchal system isn't good, what did you women do? You attacked women like me. You said that we were crazy cat ladies. You said that we were just bitter. I'm not bitter about not being married to a man. I'm not bitter about that. Nope, not at all. Actually, it's a blessing. It is a blessing not being married, especially knowing what you guys know now, that your rights are being taken, and that if you are a married woman, you still don't have freedom in this country. So, no, when I hear men say, oh, you're just upset because no man picked you, you're just upset because you're not married, I laugh at these types of men who say that. Because all you're doing is projecting. You're projecting that you're needing of a woman. You cannot function without a woman. And like I told the women on here, push comes to shove and these women need an exit plan and they need to get away from you men. I have no problem housing them and their children. But you can't come. You're not even going to be allowed. Yes, I would take you ladies to my beach property home off the grid with you and your children. Your man can't come, your husband can't come, but you and your children can come. They're not even going to be allowed to know where we're at. And these men, they hate women who own their own homes. They hate women who own their own businesses. They hate women who brag about how many degrees they have or talk about it. Because these men can't control women who they cannot control. They can't control women who are successful. They can't control women who own their own things or educated. They can't control us. Like they can't control you child-free women because there's no child there to be controlled. So I told you guys in a previous live, get prepared for women not only to change their last names back to their maiden, but a lot of these women are going to go back and change their children's last name too, or not have children for these men at all, because Trump is going to make it a law where if you get pregnant by these men, you're going to be required to carry their last name, and so is the child. So it's going to be important that you guys don't get out here and have any babies for these men. because you're going to set yourself up and you're going to be forced into marriages. You're going to be forced into marriages. And Trump is going to start forcing men and women together. Okay? He's gonna force men and women to be together at some point in time. And I don't see that ending well. I don't see that ending well. Because you cannot make people be with people who don't want to be with people, right? But under the patriarchal system, according to Project 2025, he's going to try. He's going to try. And I don't see that ending well. I don't see it ending well for men. Because I'm not here to be your men's breeders. I'm not here to be your concubine slaves. I'm not here to be controlled in a marriage with you. I don't think so. And I'm not here to be dominated by you. This is why I became my own bitch boss. This is why I became my own business entrepreneur. Because I don't even work with men in male-dominated spaces. Why I left corporate world to begin with. I don't need an overseer. I don't need a master slave telling me what to do and how I'm performing in my work skills and ethics that I work very hard for. I don't need that. So this is why I became the person that I am. Independent and not relying on a man for shit. And like I said, all of you men who want wives and all this stuff here, there are plenty of women out here who are subjugating themselves to you. I don't know why you don't go and pursue those types of women. Why do you keep trying to force yourself to be with women who don't want to be with you? And like I said, the day that you men start doing that, it's not going to be well for you guys. And I'm looking for that to happen. I'm looking for there to be a lot of unalivings from women to husbands and so on, the day that that happens. So what am I telling you, Black women? I'm telling you to get your education while you can. I'm telling you to look into business positions, entrepreneur positions, where you're not relying on the system or anything due to what Trump is doing with the DEI rollbacks, because he doesn't want women or minorities to work, period. He wants all jobs to be white, male privilege. Okay, he wants nothing but non-Black men in these certain types of positions. Okay, that's what he wants. And this is why non-Black women are online crying, because they're realizing that they're losing their jobs in corporate, they're losing their jobs, they're getting laid off, and men are taking their positions. Non-Black men are taking their positions. And this just further proves that non-Black men don't even care about their own women. And this just further proves that men just see women as nothing more but slaves and objects. So you guys voted to be pregnant and barefooted and be slaves to men. You guys voted for this, especially you non-Black women. So I'm not signing up for Project 2025. There's nothing that I can do for you men. Absolutely nothing. My focus is protecting my children and protecting myself and all of this. And literally, it's going to be for the best that you women avoid men. Don't sleep with them. Don't date them. Don't marry them. Don't have sex with them. Just go 4B. Because it's going to be too dangerous for you to get out here and sleep with them. It's going to be too dangerous for you to get married to them. It's going to be dangerous if you try to leave them. It's going to be dangerous getting pregnant by them. It's too many risks and liabilities dealing with you men. So I am really grateful that I am asexual, aromantic, and really don't see relationships the way that you heterosexual people do. You guys are going to suffer the most, especially you who still feel like you need to have a man. You still feel like you need to have sex with a man. You're going to be the ones caught. And for all of you women who love living with men or letting men live with you, you're also going to get caught. Because there may be a point in time where you're forced to marry the man you're living with. So stop letting these men live with you. Because a lot of these men who live with you treat you like slaves too. Men and women should be in their own separate houses. They should not be living with women and children. But yet you women keep moving these men into your homes, not understanding that there is a such thing as common law marriage. So be careful of that. So any man who's talking about let me come stay with you, do not let that man come and stay with you. Okay. No real provider of a man should ever be moving into a woman's home anyway. If he is a provider, okay. Providers have their own homes. So don't move in with these men and don't let them move in with you. And if any man is pushing for you to stay with him or vice versa, or even you live with them, or even if these men are pushing marriage, avoid them like the plague. Avoid them like the plague. You know, but you ladies are going to learn that American men are no different than any other man in these countries who oppress their women and treat their women like shit. And that's what a lot of American men do. They've been groomed into this. So men don't like the fact that you guys want to be single. They don't like happy, single, child-free women. And this is why they voted the way that they did last year on November the 5th. So this is my advice for you ladies. For all of you who are in corporate, get out of corporate, look into other job placements because the layoffs are coming. The layoffs are coming. So as these Republicans are stripping people of their rights and human rights and women's rights, we're going to be boycotting all of you Republicans' businesses. You want to take from us, we can take from you too. And stop supporting your businesses. But you people have fucked around and now you're going to find out. You guys have a good day. Let me go ahead and take care of some stuff that I need to do this morning. And I will see you guys in the next one.